Hello, good morning, everybody. It is just past 10 o'clock here on this Monday, very snowy Monday weather impact alert morning. Thank you for sticking with us. I'm Tanner Holbrook. Elena Holland joins our coverage now. And you just drove in from daycare, from home, all of the above. So what was that like?
You know, I was surprised, first of all, to see daycare open. You know, they work really hard to get those cleared.
Right.
You know, but in Kent County, I think the drive-in wasn't terrible. It was very icy and it was very snowy.
Yeah.
But at the time, it wasn't coming down. It was manageable if you went slow and took your time. But then getting back onto 96, I only had to go about 5 miles. But it got really, really hard to see at one point. It was just one of those, and I know Blake's been talking about this, those really fast moments where you just can't see very much. And I know that's probably one of the biggest concerns, but also it's just kind of a lot of other places too. You know, we're keeping an eye on, I know you're talking about Big Rapids and kind of the Muskegon area.
It's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. So it's definitely rough in Kent County, but if you take your time, it was certainly manageable until certain points when you couldn't see.
Yeah, well, you were mentioning the visibility, right? Because in one area, I mean, we've been seeing tower cameras all morning where, you know, one area, for example, Muskegon was clear at one point this morning.
Yeah.
And then you look in Grand Haven, which is probably, what, 30, 40 miles south of that, and it is just completely whiteout conditions. So I think that's like the issue, like what you were mentioning, is the visibility is just kind of that up in the air factor here.
The wind is just blowing really fast too over some of those kind of flat areas. I slowed way down, especially even on those side streets that the wind was just, you could see it blowing snow.
That's going to be the issue today, is that you're going to be heading out, especially if you're away from the lakeshore, such as Grand Rapids, and you're going to say, oh, I see pavement. Yeah, it's not too bad.
Well,
you're not wrong in some sense, but then all it takes is, like you said, Elena, you get one of those bands that come in, visibility drops to near zero, things start to ice up real quick again, and that's how we get accidents, and that's how issues occur on the roadways. As we know here as Michiganders how things can work with lake effect snow, and that's really the situation this morning, Colton. That's for sure. With the lake effect snow that's ongoing right now, I would say this is transitioning the pure lake effect now. This is not really associated. It is associated with the low pressure system that's been working its way through the Great Lakes region, but now the ingredients are more in play with the cold air over the relatively warmer waters of the Great Lakes, and that's why off a northwest wind we're seeing these individual bands really get their act together, and you can just see by the shades of blue. The darker the blue it is, that's indicating the heaviest of snow. And that's really the case right now in a fair part of Ottawa County, stretching between Zeeland and Hudsonville, just to the west of Grand Valley and Allendale, stretching to the north in Unica into Fruitport in southern Muskegon County. That's where we're seeing the heaviest snow. We did just have a decent lake effect band come right through Walker here in our backyard at 13 on your side. That extends into the Ford International Airport, Cascade Township, just to the south and east of Grand Rapids. Look at the difference, Colton. You see downtown Grand Rapids right now. Nothing, no snow. You go 10 miles down the road, and there you go. You have whiteout conditions with the lake effect band overhead. So that's really going to be the focus the rest of this morning into the afternoon, where if you're not in a typical lake effect snow belt, you're likely not going to pick up much more in the way of snow accumulation. But again, our focus was really never about how much snow you may see per se. It was more about the combination of snow, even if it was minor amounts, and the strong wind that has taken over. Elena mentioned on those flat areas on the roads, a lot of blowing and drifting snow, and 40 to 50 plus mile per hour wind gusts will do that. In fact, we've had a few wind gusts earlier this morning, almost to 60 miles per hour. That was the case at the Saugatuck Pier, right off the shore, and also at the Muskegon County Airport, 58 mile per hour wind gust. Generally right now our wind gusts are between 40 and 50 miles per hour. So I would say, luckily, Colton, we've kind of avoided the worst of the wind for a long duration of time, but 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gust obviously still causing some issues around West Michigan. View out of Walker, 10 minutes ago, you couldn't see anything out of this tower camera. And again, that's just showcasing the type of weather we're going to have today. As we all know here in West Michigan, with how lake effect behaves, we're going to have varying conditions across West Michigan. And that's the case right here in Walker, not looking as bad as it was 10 minutes ago.
We do have 2 inches of snow on the ground, though, in Walker, too.
We do, yeah. I just went out with the ruler and got a couple inches of snow. So, of course, this isn't going to be the post-Thanksgiving snowstorm where everyone saw 10 to 12 plus inches of snow. But we were never advertising that in the first place. It was more about the combination of snow and wind. And yeah, you can see out of our Grand Haven camera, it has been iced up all morning long. And last note to make of is that visibility will continue to be impacted. Even if it's not actively snowing in your backyard, the blowing and drifting snow will easily cause the low visibility and continue to ice up those untreated roads, especially the side streets, the neighborhood roads, and those dirt gravel roads. Those will be impacted the most and be impacted the longest through tonight. We'll have more weather coming up in just a few minutes, but let's send it back over to Elena and Tanner. Hey, guys.
Hey, good morning.